The film starts with Agent George and his partner preparing to apprehend a man working in a store with their tactical team. After setting everything up, the agents wait, and Joseph is lost in thought while cleaning up the shop. He is startled by his co-worker Franny saying goodbye as she leaves for the night. The two agents enter the shop, even though Joseph tells them it's closed. They explain that they are there to see him, which confuses Joseph. He asks if he knows them, and the man points at his name tag. Joseph becomes even more confused. George then reveals that he knows Joseph's real name and code name, making Joseph apprehensive. Joseph refuses to go back to the place they are trying to return him to, and his eyes start to glow. Before an altercation can begin, Franny returns because she forgot her keys. Joseph takes advantage of the distraction and runs out of the shop, but George and his men pursue him. Joseph tries to escape but is trapped between 4 agents. He breaks through the roof to get away from them but realizes there are snipers aiming at him. The agents catch up to him and start attacking him with their special batons. Joseph manages to hold Scott hostage with a knife to his neck, keeping the other agents at bay. George uses a drone to distract Joseph long enough for them to subdue him and take him captive. They transport him to a secret facility where he is heavily guarded. George is praised by his commanding officer, Williams, for a job well done. George asks why the captive's file said he took someone hostage if they are programmed to be killers, as it doesn't fit his profile. Williams explains that the subject will do anything to survive and orders George to assemble a team for a debrief. Williams explains to the team that they are fighting a secret war against enhanced mutants. The assembled unit is the last line of defense, and their mission is to contain any enhanced subjects and protect the public. Meanwhile, Anna is working on a car in a garage where she is employed. Her boss has been struggling to fix a jammed bolt, but Anna uses her superhuman strength to open it. She notices a black car pull up to the shop, and 3 men head straight towards it. Anna's boss tells her to go wash up while he handles the men. After they leave, Anna gets her bicycle and heads out. The next morning, Anna and her boss receive another visit from the men, and Marco, one of the men, brings the passport that Anna's boss had paid for. However, Marco goes back on their deal and demands $10,000 or the passport. He starts beating up Anna's boss, and Anna reveals her superpowers by taking on all the men herself. During the struggle, Anna's boss is accidentally shot and needs medical attention. Anna calls an ambulance while trying to stop the bleeding. Realizing her cover is compromised, Anna grabs the passports and hurries out. Back at the facility, George receives intel about a sighting of an enhanced subject. He and Scott follow up on the information and find Anna hurrying to her van. She quickly changes clothes but stops when she sees a red car approaching her. A man gets out of the car and tells her they need to talk. He offers to help keep her safe.
Anna finds herself in a tricky situation when a stranger offers to help her. But she doesn't trust him and makes it clear that she doesn't need his assistance. The stranger drives away, leaving Anna alone. After driving for a while, Anna realizes that she's being followed by some agents. She tries her best to avoid them, but they are persistent. Luckily, her friend George uses a drone to track her down and helps her when her car breaks down. While Anna is trying to fix her car, a young man named David approaches her. He seems threatening and claims that she has something that belongs to him. Before Anna can ask him what he means, George and his agents arrive, leaving her with no choice but to surrender. Anna pleads with George to let her go, insisting that she didn't kill Danny. However, the agents start attacking her with electric batons. In a moment of desperation, Anna unleashes a powerful energy surge, taking down the agents. She manages to escape and finds shelter in a nearby barn. George follows Anna to the barn, but she surprises him with an attack. As they fight, David appears and attacks George, rendering him unconscious. Anna realizes that David is the one who freed their kind from a facility and expresses her gratitude. David takes Anna and George to his house, where they tie up George and interrogate him. David wants to know where the other subjects are being kept, but George refuses to give up the information. Anna explains to George that they were forced to do terrible things in the facility and that they weren't who he thought they were. While they are talking, Scott and other agents approach the house. However, David spots them on his monitors and launches a surprise attack. Despite being outnumbered, David manages to hold his ground and even drug some of the agents. During the chaos, Joseph, disguised as one of the agents, barges into the house and attacks Anna. She tries to defend herself, but Joseph proves to be stronger and better trained. George tries to help Anna, but he is distracted by another agent. Taking advantage of the situation, Anna manages to incapacitate George and makes her escape. Outside, Anna encounters the man from the red car, named Eli. With no other options, she and George get into the car with him. Eli reveals that they need to protect themselves from David, as he is the one responsible for killing their kind. Anna is confused and asks why he would harm his own kind. Eli explains that David is the original of their kind, which adds to the mystery surrounding their situation. Eli takes the tube to a storage unit where he lives with his enhanced friend Lou. After a brief introduction, Eli explains that he used to work as an analyst for the organization. He reveals that all of his research was lost when David burned down the original facility, but Lou saved him. Eli explains that the organization's researchers managed to trap pure energy inside David, giving him his powers. The other subjects had their DNA infused with David's, giving them the same power. David needs to regain all of his power from the others so he can go back home. Eli goes on to explain that although David can be hurt, he regenerates instantly, making him almost impossible to kill. George advises Anna and the others to stay away from David while he and his team handle the situation. Suddenly, Eli is attacked by a force generated by David. Lou tells them to run away while he holds off David. Anna and George escape through a hole in the wall. David catches up to Anna and throws her to the ground. He tries to absorb her power but is interrupted by George throwing a crowbar. George negotiates with David, offering information on the other subjects in exchange for Anna's life. They head towards the facility, and George distracts David with the car's airbag, pushing him outside. George drives to the facility alone to warn the others. At the facility gates, George is stopped by guards who inform him that he has been removed from activity. He is detained and taken to speak to Captain Williams. Williams accuses George of breaking protocol and aiding one of the subjects. George angrily responds that he was attacked by one of the subjects he had sent after them. The captain is disappointed that George is sympathizing with what he considers to be just weapons. George mentions that the Alpha is coming for the subjects and will kill anyone in his way. The facility alarms go off, and the camera footage shows David attacking. George asks Williams to let him handle Subject 1, but Williams pushes him into a cell and deploys the other subjects to take down David. David breaks through their defenses and kills the people sent to kill him before disintegrating. David tells Williams that he hates the decaying body they trapped him in and can't wait to leave their planet. Anna arrives in the holding cell just in time to save George and attacks David. However, David is too powerful, and Anna is no match for him. Scott helps George out of the cell, and they try to fight David together, but David kills Scott. Desperate, George activates his failsafe, releasing a gas that temporarily weakens David's powers. Anna takes this chance to take David down and then picks up a gun to shoot him. David begs for his life, saying that all he wanted to do was go home. Although Anna hesitates, George takes the gun from her and shoots Subject 1 in the head. Anna carries George out of the facility, and they discuss how they will move forward with their lives. 4 months later, Anna is called to help a broken-down car as she starts working as a mechanic. Sitting in the car with a cap on is George, who has tracked down Anna and finally made contact. The movie ends as we see a man hearing his doorbell ring and opening it to find David standing there, telling him that he has something he needs, with his bright blue eyes glowing.